Welcome to video lesson 8.2, and today we're going to look at dividing monomials. Go ahead and put today's date in the top right hand corner and write down our I can statement. Today's target is that I can divide monomials, raise monomials to the 0 power, and manipulate negative powers to become positive powers. Now, the first thing we'll look at is our rules for multiplying monomials. And basically, they're the reversal of our multiplying. So where we multiply our coefficients, for dividing monomials, we're going to divide or reduce all coefficients and constants. And remember, that word reduce there means we want it in simplest form. So if you have a fraction like 2 over 4, reduce it to 1/2. And then we're going to subtract our exponents of like bases. So our first example has a to the 5th, b to the 8th, all over a, b to the 3rd. So we first look, that fraction bar tells us we're dividing, so we first want to divide our coefficients. But we don't have any coefficients to divide, so we skip on to our variables and their exponents. Have an a to the 5th on top, and technically down here if I have a 1a, that means I have a to the 1st power, just that one's hidden, and we subtract our exponents. So we do 5 minus 1 gives us a to the 4th, and we drop down our b, then 8 minus 3 is b to the 5th. There we go, and that's our dividing monomial. So let's look at one more. So example 2. We have 2p squared all over 3 to the 4th power. So this one has multiple steps in that we need to worry about our exponent and our division. So this is where the order of operations kicks in. We have to use our exponent before we can divide. So we're going to distribute it to everything. So it's going to be 2 to the 4th power. And then we multiply our variable p's exponent of 2 to the 4. So p is going to be 2 to the 4. And then my 3 also gets distributed, so 3 to the 4th power. Now we're just going to reduce. So 2 to the 4th power gives us 16. We drop down our p. And 2 times 4 is 8. All over 3 to the 4th power is 81. So then we look and we want to always check this last step to see if 16 over 81 can simplify. It can't, so that's our answer. That's as far as we can go. And one more for division. So our next example is 9b to the 4th, c to the 5th, all over 36b c squared. So for dividing, our first step we want to look at is divide our coefficients, and 9 over 36 won't reduce evenly because 36 can't go into 9. But it is a fraction that can reduce. And we say 9 can go into 9 one time, and 9 can go into 36 4 times. Now if you look at this step down here, I made a long fraction bar. And that's because whenever we're dividing, we always want to put our variables on the top part of the bar. So if we get the fraction 1/4, we make a long bar and we're going to put our variables on top. So I'm going to drop down my b. And once again, that's b on the bottom here is b to the 1st because it's 1 there. So we're dividing, so we subtract our exponents. So 4 minus 1 is 3. I drop down my c and do 5 minus 2 is 3. And that's as far as we can go, and that's our answer. Now this will help us later on to go ahead and start writing it this way. However, if you're on a multiple choice test, sometimes you'll see it written 1/4, b to the third, c to the third. Both answers are correct. It's just the way in red will help us out when we get into our next sections.